Hi guys and welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name's Aylie, thanks for watching and happy 2018. How many times have you heard that this week? Anyway, this is my first video of 2018, if you haven't guessed already, and yeah, today's video is going to be my 2017 favourites. I'm a little bit late. What do you expect? If you've watched my videos for the past month, you'll realise that I'm really not very good at doing things on time. Anyway, so I have a few things in front of me. I have a lot more than I thought I had. So I'm not going to do it in any particular order, I don't think. I'm just going to kind of grab things as they come to my hands. Hopefully, if I've got primers, I'll do all the primers that I have in one. You know what I mean. Anyway, before this video does end up being 40 minutes and nobody's going to watch it, let's just jump right in. So, I do have more favourites this year than I think that I probably would have had the year before. Wait. I have more favourites from last year than from the year before. See, being in January, and I'm pretty sure if you look back at my last video from like last January, or a video from last January, I probably said exactly the same thing. But yeah, see, in January, I get so confused, because see, when you say last year, I still think of 2016. Does anybody else do that? Anyway, so from 2017, the Clinique Moisture Surge Extended Thirst Relief Gel Cream. Oh wait, no, that's a different language. Just Extended Thirst Relief, I think. Yeah. Anyway, it's a moisturiser, and as you can see, I do really like it because it's like maybe just past halfway used. That'd be the lid on the floor. Doesn't smell, well, has a slight fragrance. It's really sort of, it's like a jelly formula rather than a cream, so it doesn't leave a white cast. You can put loads of it on and it doesn't really drown your face or anything like that. I find it really nice to put under makeup because it's lightweight and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't leave too much of a barrier between your skin and the primer, so you don't get any balling up of the primer or anything like that. So if you're looking for a good moisturiser that's not too heavy but you need a lot of moisturisation, that word? Yeah. Then I would definitely recommend having a look at this. If you don't like the price tag on this, the only reason I got it was because I got a really good deal on it. If you don't like the price on this, look for the Garnier one that is very similar. I'll put it on the screen because I can't remember the name of it. You can sit there because you have no lid now. Next, I don't know, let's say primers. We have the Too Faced Hangover X, Hangover RX. I have no idea, so many people say this different ways. Primer, it's the coconutty one, and yeah, basically it's just a really good moisturising, hydrating primer. I really like it, and I haven't had any bother with it. Yeah, it's got coconut water, probiotic based ingredients, and skin revivers. Silicone free, so I really like this one. As I say, I've used it under quite a lot of foundations and I've never had a problem with it, so I will definitely be repurchasing and be continuing to use this. Kind of on the primer front, I've got the Versali Unicorn Essence. I think I said this in another video. If I'd known the price of this, I would never have bought it, but I'm so glad that I didn't know the price of it, so I did buy it because I absolutely love it. I use it a lot more sparingly now than I did because I think I'm like maybe down here on it. It doesn't last very long, but I think it was like $54 or something like that. I think that's like about £48 or something. So yeah, use it sparingly, but I do find it is really good. It kind of leaves a tacky residue, but I always put it as directed underneath my moisturiser, and it's supposed to make your moisturiser absorb better. It's full of antioxidants and stuff like that, so yeah, I like it. And I've seen lots of other people like it. So next, I have a few foundations. Don't know if I ever mentioned in past videos, but I really struggle with foundations. Like, there's so many that just don't work on me, or they will work for me well and then they'll just be pants all of a sudden. So foundations is a big one for me. So to have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I really like is kind of an achievement. I don't know if maybe my skin's behaving a little bit better than it used to, or I know a lot more about makeup than I used to when I was younger, so I don't know if I can find ones that maybe suit me a little bit better rather than just going with the ones that everybody seemed to like. Okay, a couple of these everybody seems to like, but you know what I mean. These 4 anyway work really well. I'm wearing today the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in soft beige, and I actually have this in my kit, my makeup kit for when I'm doing clients. So, and to be honest, I've never had it not look good on somebody, and that's people of all age ranges. So I love this foundation. I think it's really, really nice. I mean, it's not by any means the most high coverage. It says photo focus, but it's not like it's going to make you look completely flawless, but it gives you a really, really good base to work with. So loving that one. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow, which I still can't get over in this country. I absolutely love this stuff. I couldn't even go near the Infallible range before, and this stuff is just absolutely beautiful. I've used it loads of times. I used it when I was on holiday in Florida, and I've used it loads of times since I've been back. It worked in both places. Although over there it did go a little bit dewy, it did go a little bit kind of oily, but that was just because I was a sweaty mess. So this one, I have two of these. I've got 202 and 201, I think, and I just absolutely love it. It's got these sort of little micro pearl things in it where it reflects the light, and that's why you get the dewy glow sort of thing, which you do sort of have to be careful that when you're blending it in that you make the little dots go away, otherwise you'll end up with little dots all over your face. But yeah, I absolutely adore it. If you have dry skin, I definitely recommend. The next one I have is the Dior Forever Foundation. Everybody knows, if you watch YouTube, this is really highly talked about. This one I save for special occasions because there's a lot of prep work involved. This one is a little more high coverage, it's a little heavier, so when I use this one I tend to really make sure that I exfoliate my face. I tend to make sure that I've got a good moisturiser underneath it, like my Clinique one and stuff like that, but I'll make sure that there's loads of it. I'll maybe do a mask the night before, you know, there's a little bit more prep goes into wearing this, but it is a really, really beautiful foundation. My last one I haven't used for that long, probably the same amount of time as the Pro Glow, but I fell so in love with the Pro Glow I used it so much. But this one I came across because of a concealer I'm going to mention, and to be honest it's a beautiful foundation. It's maybe just a little bit dark for me just now, but once I get a little bit of a tan again it probably will match up with me perfect. It is the Naked Skin, and you can see it's maybe just a little bit dark for me just now. But it's the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. And this is the one that they say to use with their Velvetizer powder. The one that, and I can see why, because it is like a really thin sort of formula, so if you mix a powder with it, it's not going to go super thick and not even blend out on your face. So I really, really like this one. It gives you a really natural finish, well, not no coverage, it really is light to medium coverage. This, like, if you really need to cover stuff up, you would use this and then concealer, or use this maybe with the powder mixed in. I can't say if that works, I can't say, you know, if it's good or bad, because I've never done it. So for concealer, because it seems like the natural progression from foundation, I have two. So I have the Tarte Shape Tape and the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. Why do they make names so like Shape Tape? Nice, quick, short, easy to remember. I just call this Naked Skin. Anyway, I like both of these for different reasons. I like this one because it's a really good coverage, but it is quite drying, so I don't, you know, really use it all over my face. I just use it under my eyes. And I use this one for spot concealing, and I use it to blend the Shape Tape into my foundation, because I find that I don't wear massively high coverage foundations all the time. So if you're trying to blend a really high coverage concealer into a not so high coverage foundation, it can look really weird. So this one works really well, blending out the edges. And I have this one in a shade that more, I mean it looks really light on camera, but it matches my foundation shade more. And I think I might actually get another one that is even closer to my foundation skin tone when I have a tan and stuff like that, because it works really well for spot concealing. Because I find if you use something that's too high coverage when you're spot concealing, it can just look cakey, and it draws even more attention to whatever it is that you're trying to conceal. But yeah, two for two very different reasons. I know everybody goes crazy over this, but this probably just edges in front. I think this one is my all-time favourite concealer, and then Shape Tape would be number 2. Have you heard that from anyone else before? Probably not. But yeah, love both of these. For brows, it is Benefit Ka-Brow, and I haven't seen this in the UK either. But it is the, oh jeez, L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. I like this more than the Anastasia Brow is. I've bent my little spoolie just because it makes it easier to handle, and I've lost the lid for it, so it's a little bit fuzzy. But I love this stuff, and I'm scared to screw it up all the way to see how much I have left of it, but I absolutely love it. It's what I use on a day-to-day basis. If I'm doing makeup for a video or makeup for a night out, I will use this, just because this gives such a natural looking brow, and it's so quick, it's so easy to use. So if I, you know, if I go back over to America, I'm going to come home with like 17 of these, maybe more, because I absolutely love it. I just think it's amazing. Okay, on to, well, I just randomly have this sitting here, but Beauty Blender, it's always going to be my favourite. Favorite way to apply my foundation because I have dry skin. And yeah, sorry this one's dirty, I've just used it, but Beauty Blender, you can't go wrong with a Beauty Blender. Next, I suppose I'll just go on to powders, and the first two technically, because I got them around about the same time, are the Laura Mercier translucent pressed setting powder. You probably know what that looks like. It's just a translucent powder, and I've got a little version. I was going to get the secret brightening powder, but I ended up getting this one in a kit, and I thought it might have been that, but it's not. It's actually just a loose version of that powder, and I do really like this. Loose powders are kind of hit and miss with me because I do tend to just kind of get annoyed with them because you end up wasting so much product and they kind of go everywhere and you can apply too much and stuff like that. But that one I do really like. This I only got in between Christmas and New Year, so this is kind of very last minute. But this is an honourable mention anyway. I got the Charlotte Tilbury, let's just wait a second, Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. What's with the names? Anyway, this is the #1 fair, and I know everybody talks about this. Everybody says it's amazing, it is really expensive, but this is the best powder I have ever used in my entire life. I've only used it 3 times, but I absolutely adore it. I've not had any problems with it. My under eyes have never been so soft. I just absolutely adore this stuff, and you can whack loads of it on. I don't understand it. I don't understand how you don't end up looking a total mess, because my under eyes are really dry, so that is testament to this powder, and I already know that I absolutely love it, and I'm going to use it every single time I do my makeup, so you'll see this popping up in videos more and more. I have a couple of brushes. Now this one I've had for ages, and I've only recently fell back in love with it because I'm actually using it for different things than what I used to use it for. It's a Kat Von D Shade and Light brush. The only thing that annoys me about it is it's dual-ended, so I can't like put it in my pot with the rest of my brushes because it would ruin one end of the brush. But I use this side for contouring like I always used to, and I actually use this side now for setting my under eyes. Instead of, I used to use it for blush, but it's a little bit small and it can put just a little bit too much blush on. So I use it for setting my under eyes, and I just think it's the perfect size, shape, and it's really nice and soft. Fallen back in love with it, and this I've had for a few months. It's more the tail end of the year, but this is the Real Techniques Point XL brush, and I use this for bronzer. And I just think with the point, it can kind of like bronze really nicely because you've got the point, and then you've got it kind of like comes down in a really nice dome shape, and it just blends out my bronzer so nicely. So if you're looking for a bronzer brush, I would definitely say the Point XL. It's the new one with the cool handle from Real Techniques, and I think it was about £7, so it's not even expensive at all. I've got to mention Painterly Paint Pot. It's my eyeshadow primer I use basically every time I do my makeup. Look, it's not even barely got a dent in it. It lasts forever, and yeah, I just absolutely love this stuff, so had to be in. We will move on to bronzer. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Discovered it in September. Haven't put it down since. Absolutely adore the stuff. I'm wearing it today and I absolutely love the shade and the smell of this bronzer. Totally new favourite. I have the Tarte Holiday Blush Palette, Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay Blush Palette, and this is it here. I'm not a massive blush person. I've never had a load of blushes, so I really like this one because there's such kind of a nice wide variety of choices to choose from, and I've actually been experimenting a little bit more with blush, so can't go wrong with that. And I got that from Sephora and it was a really good deal, so can't complain. I'll whiz through the next few because there's not an awful lot to say about them. You know I love them and everybody talks about them on YouTube. So the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, mine is slowly hitting pan on most of the shades. I'm trying to kind of like pull back from the shades that are hitting pan because I don't want to use them all up, but definite must have. The Anastasia Nicole Glow Kit. I use this in practically every video, though I didn't actually use highlighter in this look. I went for the all matte look. So now that I'm seeing it, I'm thinking I really kind of want to put some highlighter on, but I'm going to resist. But this is my favourite highlighting palette. I only have one. I don't have a lot of highlighters. I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 other highlighters, so I can't really tear myself away from this. I absolutely love it. I know you can't get it anymore, which is a total pain, but I absolutely love this thing. The last palette I have to show you is another eyeshadow palette. Definitely milk palette. You know I love this if you've watched my channel. It's just heaven in a palette. There is just too much choice. There's so many different things. The only other palette that I kind of love as much as 35O. I'm dying to get my hands on the 3502, and yeah, I mean, I can come up with so many different looks from this palette. So I mean, if I was going to go somewhere, I could pretty much cater to everything with this palette. So especially if it's warm toned, which is pretty much all that I wear. For taking it all off, I discovered this and I'm loving it actually. It's the Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm with Echinacea Green Envy from Pharmacy, and it's basically just a cleansing balm, but that is what it looks like there, and literally it is just a balm that will remove your makeup. Basically turns into an oil, and then you just use a washcloth or whatever to wipe off all the makeup, and honestly it will just take off anything. It's amazing. It is so gentle as well. I've used it all around my eyes to really get off stubborn mascara and things like that, and maybe it's made my eyes a wee bit blurry, but it's never ever stung at all. So if you've got sensitive eyes and you want a cleansing balm, I would definitely recommend that one. For face wash, I've got the Philosophy Purity face wash cleanser. Yeah, cleanser. Yeah, I love this stuff. It's a little bit, does have a little bit of, you know, it's got a bit of a scent to it. So if you're sensitive to scents, I would stay away from it, but I do really like this. The last two favourites are totally, completely random, but my first one is a Yankee Candle, and this one is Macaron, whatever it is. Basically, it smells really good. I've had like 3 of these, and I don't know why it still says new on it, because I think I'm pretty sure I got one last year for Christmas as well. But yeah, I'm just going to sit and smell that all day if I don't stop. And this is a really random one. And it'll only count if you're in the UK, I think. But it's Cadbury's Brunch Bars. I eat these for breakfast. I eat them for lunch. I eat them for a snack. I eat them just when I'm hungry. These things are amazing. Anyway, I'm not really a kind of morning person. I don't really eat breakfast, which I know is really bad. I'll kind of like have a cup of tea and then my stomach will be growling at me by 11 o'clock and I still haven't eaten anything. But I don't know, I just don't feel very well in the morning, so I don't tend to eat breakfast. I will, however, eat this with my tea. So if you're a wee bit like me and you really should be eating something in the morning but you can't face it, try these. If you like chocolate, if you like oats, it says bursting with chocolate chips, oats and a drizzle of honey. I'm going to eat this as soon as I'm finished this video. So yeah, that is pretty much all my favourites, I think. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what some of your favourites were for 2017. I know I've watched loads of these videos already, and I know they are really kind of popular, but I suppose they will get stale eventually. You know, when it gets to February and there's still people pumping them out. But anyway, yeah, leave some of yours down below because I would love to check them out in 2018 if there's any products that you would recommend and you think that I haven't covered in here. Or, yeah, I am back to uploading 2 times a week. I promise. I promise. How do you do? Pinky promise? I don't know. I am back to uploading 2 videos a week. Fingers crossed. So keep an eye out for those, and yeah, I think that is about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, I will see you soon.